Did Keir Starmer's most powerful aide try to brush off nearly £750,000 in hidden donations as nothing more than an admin error? A leaked email now points directly at Morgan McSweeney, the man widely credited with masterminding Starmer's rise, and raises explosive questions about transparency, trust, and just how far Labour's inner circle was willing to go to keep control of the narrative. The scandal begins with a single email, leaked from inside Labour's own legal team. In 2021, senior party lawyer Gerald Shamash wrote directly to Morgan McSweeney, Starmer's chief of staff, over a mountain of undeclared donations tied to Labour Together. McSweeney had reportedly claimed that the Electoral Commission once told him he didn't need to declare the money, but Shamash's warning was blunt. There was no record of such a call. Without evidence, pressing that line could backfire badly. His advice? If Labour Together couldn't answer the questions, then the safest defense was to present the missing £739,000 as nothing more than an administrative error. It was a quiet but telling strategy, one that now looks like a blueprint for damage control at the heart of Starmer's machine. At the center of the storm sits a staggering figure: £739,492. That's the total sum of donations that went undeclared while Morgan McSweeney was running Labour Together, the campaign group that helped propel Keir Starmer into the Labour leadership. For years, these funds remained hidden from official scrutiny, only surfacing after McSweeney left and his successor uncovered the omissions. The Electoral Commission later fined the group over 20 breaches of electoral law, but the punishment, just £14,250, pales in comparison to the size of the undeclared money. The scale of the oversight raises an uncomfortable question. How could such vast sums slip through the cracks for nearly 3 years without anyone at the very top noticing or stepping in? The leaked correspondence also shines a harsh light on the murky space between legal compliance and political maneuvering. Gerald Shamash's email made it crystal clear. The Electoral Commission had no record of the call McSweeney claimed took place. Pressing that defense, he warned, would not only collapse under scrutiny, but could also provoke the watchdog into a harder line. That's why he floated the fallback. For Keir Starmer, the stakes could not be higher. Morgan McSweeney isn't just another advisor. He's the architect of Starmer's leadership bid, the strategist credited with transforming Labour into a government in waiting. Which is why Starmer's decision to stand firmly by him, even as the Conservatives demand police involvement, speaks volumes. The Tories frame the scandal as proof that Labour's rise was greased by hidden cash. Nigel Farage has seized on it too, branding it a betrayal of public trust. Yet Starmer shows no sign of wavering, declaring full confidence in the man at his side. It's a gamble. Loyalty to McSweeney may hold his operation together, but it risks tying Starmer's own integrity to the very scandal the opposition is determined to drag into the spotlight. This isn't the first time questions have swirled around Labour Together's finances. Back in 2017, the Electoral Commission had already reminded the group of its legal duty to declare donations above the £7,500 threshold. McSweeney initially complied, logging a handful of early gifts, including one from businessman Trevor Chin. But from 2018 onwards, the disclosures all but stopped. For nearly 3 years, tens of donations simply vanished from public view, until McSweeney departed and his successor hurried to file late reports. The explanation offered at the time was human error and administrative oversight. But when you look at the timeline, a pattern emerges. Repeated lapses, shrugged off until the regulator intervened. It paints a picture not of a one-off slip, but of a culture where compliance played second fiddle to political expediency, a pattern that critics argue is becoming impossible to ignore. The fallout from this saga is far from over. If the leaked advice is seen as proof that McSweeney knowingly leaned on the admin error excuse, the damage could extend well beyond one aide's reputation. For the opposition, it's political gold, a chance to brand Labour's rise as tainted by secrecy. Inside Starmer's camp, however, there's a different calculation. Can McSweeney weather the storm? Or does his continued presence risk dragging the Prime Minister down with him? Some Labour MPs are already whispering that his judgment has become a liability, pointing to his role in other controversial appointments. Yet for all the criticism, McSweeney remains indispensable to Starmer's operation. Redemption may hinge on proving that this was clumsy. So where does this leave Labour's most powerful strategist, and the Prime Minister who depends on him? To some, the admin error defense looks like a convenient cover for years of undeclared cash. To others, it's a bureaucratic mess that was punished and closed long ago. But with new leaks surfacing and opposition parties circling, the scandal refuses to die. The real question is this: has Keir Starmer's loyalty to Morgan McSweeney secured stability at the heart of government, or tied his own reputation to a ticking time bomb? Drop your thoughts below.